Polar River. Polar River, hands and heels, will win by a big space and win easily.
Polar River is the marquee horse. She's the one everyone wants to hear about. How's she been doing?
Great. She's thrived since her first run, where she probably was a little bit short and the track was a little bit deeper, and we're pretty hopeful for Thursday night, and I think she'll run a big race. Whether she can compete with the boys, we're not quite sure yet, but I think she can, and it'll be interesting to see how she goes.
Because last time, I think you said straight after the race, it wasn't the easiest spot for her, but you needed to get that prep into her.
Well, I figured I needed a race. There was 2 spots to go in, and the first spot was there. It was a conditions race where she was giving weight to older colts, and the other spot was a conditions race, 3 weeks before the Maktoum Challenge, which I thought was too close for her. She's had 7 weeks. She's really done well since the race, and I think she'll make a good account of herself.
You stuck to your game plan. You weren't ever tempted to run again in between?
No, never. No. I mean, I don't. There's only she's rated 112. There's a spot for a few times. Do we stretch her out? We have to find some things out after Thursday night, but I don't want to give her a whole lot of races here. I think she's going to go to America when the season's over and run against fillies and mares. So I think that's probably the main target. We'd love to get back to World Cup night and compete there, but we'll just see how she goes. But she's in good form. She still holds all of her ability, I promise you. Whether she can compete against the older colts, we don't know, but we'll see.
If she went to America, would that be in your name?
I don't know exactly what would happen. Obviously, I couldn't stay there all summer. This is my job, and Dubai has been very good to me, so I don't want to train in America per se, but I wouldn't mind having a runner there, 1 or 2 starts possibly, so we'll just have to see how things go.
That's exciting anyway. Yeah. And she goes up against one of your others, Cool Cowboy, on Thursday. How's he been?
He's been great. We really thought he'd run a little bit better in the listed race in the middle of December there, but he might just take it. He's a bit stuffy. He might just take a couple runs. We'll give him a shot here. He's in great form. We're going to put some visors on him. He's just not concentrating, we don't think anyway, so we'll see if those help him a little bit, and if they do, he'll run a big race. Even if they don't, he'll run a big race, but he's in good form at home, and there's a thought to drop him back to sprinting a little bit later. We were able to stretch him last year, but I don't think, no disrespect to the horses that he beat, but I don't really think he might stay, but we'll find out over the next, Thursday, and then we'll see what we do after that.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you, because last year he looked more like a 7 furlong horse, but there's not much over
there's
that
only
trip.
1 7 furlong race the whole carnival, he was a very good sprinter back in the States, and we kind of jumped to and moved him forward last year. He didn't run bad races. He needed his first run last season, and then came back and ran second to Ronaldo the Wizard, which wasn't bad form at all. And then we stepped him up to 7, and he won nicely, but it was, maybe a bit easier race. And then when he won the Burj Nahar, we had run one-man band a week before in the 7 furlong race, and he would have been his major challenger, I think, and he won that nicely. He's a real nice horse. For him to be able to stay a mile, he's going to have to concentrate a little bit more, and we'll just see how it goes, but he could drop back to sprinting, and he'd be a very nice sprinter too.
Difficult choice for your stable jockey then in that race?
I don't think so. He's ridden Cool Cowboy a couple times this year already, and he loves the horse, but he picked him on World Cup night last year, but I think he's going to go with Polar River and hope that she's the real deal, which I think she is.